Yo, good afternoon, my people. What's up, world? It is Sunday, April 14th, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him all things is possible. This No Duck Zone episode is sponsored by Matchbout. Follow Matchbout on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Matchbout, the best sponsorship in the land. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. Let me get my peoples up here right now. All right. Hmm. D Free, what's up? What's up, D Free? Oh, so if y'all were on Instagram, you'll see that I had to get off Instagram because there was too much going on. Now we back on the channel. Let's do this for a second. Yeah, all right, here we go. A lot going on in the back. All right. So y'all probably didn't hear my conversation of what I was talking about on Instagram, but I switched over here. Instagram is tripping, so I don't know what they got going on. I don't know what Instagram got going on. Hold on, Chi. Hold on. I gotta get T right now. Hold on. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so like we would for the people who don't know, we doing the recaps of Thursday's fights, the amateurs. So pretty much what we were saying, I'm not gonna go back through the whole thing, but pretty much what we were saying, yo, it was just too much going on in there.
Yeah, I just felt like, yo, instead of arguing with the crowd, you should be picking up the person that's, let's say that you the loser and that person's the winner. Hey, take the L for the L, because you acting like that, nothing's gonna change.
Yeah, because I even seen at one moment you didn't catch it because you went I think you went back down to where Sonya was at. But I looked up and there was two coaches about the scrap. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. What are we doing? Are we really doing this? We about to do this? The kids, they're already ready to go at it. And there
Hmm.
was some fighters in that crowd that weren't even in the ringmasters, but they came to support and that's cool, but it was too much. It was just too much going on. Ice being thrown, people being called all types of names that I can't even say on here. So I was just like, this is what we doing? We really doing this? Who's gas? What's up? I just didn't get it. I didn't understand that, and it made me very upset. Um, but then people say don't get upset because these are the type of things that happen. But I'm like, nah, man, it can't because
But imagine being
what?
the fighter, right? They say that your first Golden Gloves, the ringmaster is supposed to be Golden Glove, but your first Golden Glove win is one of their fondest memories. Now imagine being the winner of that one and your crowd's acting up. It's
Yeah,
bigger than the way you feel. It's bigger than that. Imagine being the fighter who worked their butt off, fought 5, 6 fights to get there, and now they're in the crowd, and the crowds are fighting each other, and it takes over the moment of them being there with their hand raised.
that's why I said there's no reason why the crowd. There's no reason why everybody who's there to watch the fight takes their eye off the fight and have to look in the crowd
Do another. Wait, now we're gonna
and
do it.
see people in the crowd fighting. At one point, while the fight was going on, nobody was paying attention because everybody turns around in their seat. They trying to figure out what's going on in the crowd.
Yep, exactly that.
It was almost like going to a pro fight. Like it's like everybody takes their eyes off the fight. Oh, what's going on in the crowd? Oh, these are trainers acting like this. These are family members. Your auntie, your uncle. One dude talking about I just came home and I don't care about going back. I'm like, dude, really? Dude, you in the wrong place for that.
Right. Why don't you put some gloves on and start training and fight in the ring?
I mean, a lot of these people, and I said this before, y'all not fighters. Stop it. Stop it. I don't care how many people y'all beat up on the streets. Y'all people are not fighters. And the sooner they understand that, the sooner that we all it'll be some kind of understanding. But until then, I never want to do a show and see things like that. And I know we can't make these shows perfect, but it's not about making them perfect. It's about making them safe. Give me a second. So to have stuff like that, to have stuff like that go on is you know what I mean? We gotta chill out. I mean, I know the tensions is high. Everybody worked for this moment. And that kid that's been busting his behind for months and fighting everybody that he can to get to that, it should never be like that. But shout outs to everybody who fought Thursday. You know, shout outs to the winners and the losers, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to both sides. You know, I didn't go in there with any favoritism. You know, I go up in there and I showed everybody love, you know what I mean? Few of those fights, I had took my eyes off for a second because you know it was a lot. Like I said, it was a lot going on, but it was good though. It was dope for the most part, man. And if we want to, you know, be able to still use the garden for the ringmasters, man, you know what I'm saying? We need everybody everybody got to chill out. So everybody got to chill and play their position. That's all. Everybody, man. It was hard to sit through all that. And I'm talking about just the 26 fights was hard to sit through. And I'm talking about you talking about sitting through almost 30 fights. It was close to 30. You know what I'm saying? Just one fight didn't happen, and that was no, that wasn't nothing. 26, that shows a lot of first of all for me, a lot of patience, or it shows how passionate I am about amateur boxing because at any point I could have left and I wanted to leave at some point, but then I knew my man Abraham was the main event, and I haven't seen that brother fight probably over in a year, maybe. Maybe 2022 might have been 2022, might have been the last. No, yeah, no, last year. Excuse me, Ringmasters. Take that back. Last year, yeah. So last year, Ringmasters, I believe in June was the last time I seen my bro fight. So Thursday was important. It was tiring, you know, from 6 p.m. to what was it, 12 midnight, 12:30. The event ended. We were there and y'all had to stay later. I was able to go home, but y'all had to stay there. Bo told me he didn't leave till 1:30 in the morning. I said, bro, what the hell was you doing at 1:30 in the morning?
Yeah, the car where I put my car, it closed, and I had to leave my car there over. Take all these kids home on a train.
Yo, I seen Sonya come when the fight was over. Sonya was like, yo, I'm going to my car. I'm going to my car.
I'm out of here.
Sonya Sonya was like, did you have fun though, Dougzo? I said, yes, I did. She said, well, good night.
It was all exhausted, man. Just so much was going on, bro.
Yo, listen, D Free. I've never in my life, this is how you know I'm dedicated to what I do. I have never in my life ever thought I would sit through 26 fights. Shit is unheard of.
But from start to finish, that action was going. There was no boring fights at all.
I knew we was in for a long. Listen,
at 112,
when I
ooh, that kid from Newburgh, he was.
oh yeah, that kid from Newburgh was, yo, That kid from Newburgh was a monster. But look, I knew I was in trouble when I read the bout sheet, and when it said 27 fights, I looked at Tiff and was like, "Yo, we're gonna need some alcohol.
Bro, and
It's
it said
gonna be a long."
fights and you went down the belt sheet like, oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
I couldn't pick, but I'm gonna tell you which one startled me the most.
Which one?
And I swear, when I see them, I'm gonna talk to them about it. The one that startled me the most was the Jacob Spence and Melvin Martinez.
Why would that startle you? I was curious. I'm curious.
Because it didn't end the way I thought it would end.
You know what? I think Jacob Spence, all in all, it was close,
Yeah.
but all in all, he won that fight. You know, I never really see him able to hit Melvin Martinez middle like that.
Yeah.
He was there for every time he hit that shot. Every time. Big ups to Jacob Spence for even getting to the point, right? Because that
Yeah,
was
yeah, that's
and
the homie.
that was the first one out of the four.
And mind you, there for everybody who don't know, this wasn't their first time fighting. I was there the first two times they fought. I was there, and I was
the
like,
fourth. That was the fourth.
yeah, but I wasn't there for the last one. I was there for the other two. So yeah, I didn't get to see that other one. So it was an honor and a pleasure just to see them. But all the cards on there was dope. I think the results of the fight is, like I said, is what put the crowd in the mood that it did, because I noticed right after that Jacob and Melvin that it started to take a turn for the worse.
Yeah, but that Melvin fight, that I think that Jacob won that fight. Melvin did not win that fight.
The only way to see it is I don't know. We can't see it again. That's too much. That's it already. I think that chapter's closed.
Jacob the flowers he deserves. He worked hard to beat him this time.
Yeah, it startled me because I'm not saying I didn't think he didn't win, but I didn't know how it was gonna go. That's why I said it startled me. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Shit. All right. Hey, congratulate. Hey, this doesn't take nothing away from Melvin. It doesn't take anything from Melvin. And Jacob is a great fighter. Yeah. Jacob is he's a hell of a fighter. No.
Like, so the fact of the matter is too, and I was like, it was so much going on, but the open scoring was going on that day too. So you could see who was winning one in round two.
Yeah. But it was epic. I was glad that despite all that chaos that went on, everybody got out the building safe.
Yeah, they had some good girl fights too. The Maribel.
Yeah, hey, listen. First of all, shout outs to all the ladies. Shout outs to all the ladies that was on the card that they wasn't coming to BS. They was coming to fight. Yeah. All the ladies was coming to fight. So shout outs to all the ladies. Bella, all y'all that came to fight, man. Shout outs to all y'all. They definitely came to fight. And I like to see more ladies too in the ring masters too. So we gonna work on getting some more next year. D3, what's up, bro? I'm sorry, we talking. I ain't even say what's up to my bro. D3, what up, man?
Ain't nothing, man. Y'all good.
We just talking about. Yeah, it was crazy Thursday, D3. It was crazy. It was just too much going on in Thursday night, man. You know what I'm saying? We almost had an Andrew Galata and Riddick Bowe situation happen.
No, what it is, it's these boxing fans. That's how these boxing fans are, man. You know how we deal with boxing fans on YouTube. Now, just imagine if they was related and they knew these fighters personally. It would be just like what you saw at Madison Square Garden, but it would be on YouTube. And that's why I said these boxing fans, they crazy. They be going like that, and they don't even know these boxers personally. So just imagine if they did know them personally.
Oh yeah, if they know him personally, they'll probably try to find out what address you was at, run down on you, where you eat at, where you shop at, where your kids go to school at. These people take it real personal.
Mm-hmm.
They take it real personal, and I didn't understand that, and that left me startled on Thursday because I'm like, yo, this is how we gonna act? Like I'm looking in the crowd like y'all tripping.
I see that all the time, especially when it comes with the youth in the sports or whatever. A lot of these parents and a lot of these family members, they get so passionate about their kids or their cousins, their brothers or whatever. So it's when you dealing with family members, it's always going to be heated. It just they understand that these kids are trying to make it to the pros, and so they real passionate about it. And I understand it. Just a lot of these parents, a lot of these family members just got to understand they got to be more professional about it because if you acting like this when they in the amateurs, just imagine how you're going to act when they make it to the pros and things don't go the way you wanted to go. You gotta understand
You
that
know, the
this
thing is this, free. You know, we want everybody, especially in the amateurs. I mean, pros, but sometimes we can't control that. But even that, we want people to make it home safe. And when a brawl is about to break out and the NYPD wasn't there on standby, it could have got real bad. It could have
yeah,
got real bad when you trying to break up 30 people and it's about to be, oh, you know what I'm saying? Because 30 people, all it takes is for one person to get it popping, 30 people fighting, you got innocent people in there that could get hurt. So that's what we were concerned about. But thank God it didn't, it didn't go there.
yeah.
But
I mean, it's,
at some point it could have.
that's the nature of the beast. I mean, you're gonna get that at these amateur fights. Unfortunately, you're gonna have some. I mean, not all of them, but when it's something that's high stakes, you'll see a lot of arguments and a lot of fights. What's going on, BC?
But my
Yo, let
thing
me tell you
is
something.
that I understand that, but my thing is that now your fighter just won. He's in the ring. You're supposed to be screaming for him, not arguing with the other fighter's family for no reason. You know what I mean? I
Right.
get it. Emotions are high. Listen, I get it. My emotions be high at these fights too. But at the end of the day, there's just a way that you handle things so that they don't escalate. We as fighters and everybody as a fighter is understanding that because they know that things can escalate quickly, you know?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree because like I said, I got a nephew that box, and we go to his amateur fights, and I be seeing how some of the family members for these other fighters act. But I mean, but my family is a little different. My family's in church or whatever, so they don't believe in all that violence or whatever. Now, if we have to get our hands dirty, then it is what it is. But we try to keep it cordial. I mean, we be yelling and screaming or whatever, but we ain't worried about who in the stands. We yelling and screaming for my nephew. We ain't worried
Right.
about.
So right. That's one of the reasons why I started fighting because you got your crowd, you got your people, everybody screaming for you. Everybody's so excited to see you do something. They put on a show. It shouldn't have been tainted by an argument in the crowd. You feel me?
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and even though at these shows they're never going to be perfect, you're going to have some type of misunderstanding, but it should be where it's fighters, trainers, and family members, and everybody's about to fight. Now you looking in the crowd like, wait a minute, everybody's not watching the fight now. They took their eyes off the fight. They go turn this way and go, what's going on in the crowd? Oh, let me make sure my son is not over there. Let me make sure my daughter's not over there. Like, come
you know,
on, man. That's just too much, man.
that's the reason why a lot of these athletes end up um, not so much turning their back, but they don't deal with their family and friends as much because they know how they act and they don't want to have that light shine on them in their biggest moment. That's why a lot of times you don't see these athletes with their 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 friends and stuff like that when they at these fights. You'll see a few of them have some friends and whatever, but those are the ones that can act respectable. The other ones, they're like, nah, you got to pay for a ticket. You want to come see me? You ain't getting
Yeah.
no comp.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I like I said, I did a video on this before when I was like, fighters, you have to and I know a lot of these fighters are young. Not all of them are old, but I know it's kind of hard to sit your family down and go, listen, I need y'all to act like y'all got some home training. It's because they gonna do them once they in the crowd. But at some point, they're gonna cost you where nobody's gonna want to put you on their card because the first thing they go
Yeah,
is, you're a good kid. That family of yours, they too rowdy. They too
right.
rowdy, and we're not telling them that they have to come to the fight with their hands full like they're sitting in third grade. But y'all come there, a lot of y'all come there drunk, and or you just come in your feelings, and they come cursing. Like So woman Sonya will always tell people at these fights, just be careful with your language, because a lot of times you got smaller kids in there. And you got people that just don't care. Some of the things that come out their mouth is crazy. And it's like, bro, we have a 2 or 3-year-old sitting right here. Like, so it's I don't know, man. It be too much going on with these dudes, man. Too much.
I'm
And
just and I'm big on, like, if I see kids around, I watch my language. But I mean, I understand the heat of the moment, you ain't paying attention to that. But if I know that there's small kids around, like even now, like I said, I'm 48 years old. I don't even curse around my mother. I'm 48 years old.
no,
I give my
yeah,
mother that respect that I don't curse around. So it's certain
yeah,
things that you got to be adult enough and respectful enough to not do.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just, them like I said, when I left there, I was already tired. It was already Friday when we left there. We get there Thursday and leave on the Friday. I felt like we was on damn vacation. It was crazy. But other than all, it turned out to be a great event. But we just asking parents, man, y'all gotta just chill and stay in y'all place. Fighters, y'all can't be arguing with other coaches, man. Sometimes y'all just gotta fall back, enjoy the moment. Because when you're arguing like that, it does not look good to the referees. It don't look good to the judges. I know there's gonna be times where it's gonna be misunderstandings. It's part of life, but you just gotta know how to. Everybody gotta know how to play their position, especially the family members. I don't care how many fights you done had in the street. That don't make y'all not doing what these fighters are doing in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So don't come and try to shine the light on you. You can't shine the light on you. Like, this is not about you. It's about your son, your godson, your daughter, whoever it is that you came to see. It's about them. And when they understand that, it'll be better. But this is D3. This is why I said when I do my shows, this is exactly why I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need some real security.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's gonna be dudes that's got to get put out, and ain't no refunds neither. Not at my shows. Shit, ain't no refunds. Period. So your ass is out of here.
That's just it's just like a job. Nigga, you get fired, you don't get paid for the rest of the week. You get paid for the time
No,
that you was there. So when you go to
that's
a
it.
show, that's it. You don't get no refund.
That's it.
You paid to see what you wanted to see. When you got put out, that was all that you wanted to see.
That was all that you want. Yeah, yeah. Like, I seen the dude. The cop told the dude to get out the guard. He told me, I paid for that. I don't care. You ain't. Do I get my money back if I leave? Nope. You don't get nothing back. You just out of here. So if 3 fights is all you saw, buddy, then you paid $25 to see 3 fights. Ah,
I didn't see niggas pay to get into a club and get kicked out 5 minutes later. No refunds.
and they do that.
No extra.
They do that. They do
I
that.
mean, he literally walked right past me. I patted him down. He went to the cashier, paid his money, got his little band on his wrist, walked up the stairs. Within 2 minutes of him getting upstairs, he was coming back down the stairs, and the bouncer was grabbing him by the back of his collar. It is
Because
what
you
it
came
is.
in there being stupid. Because some people walk right straight in being stupid. They walk straight in being stupid. It's like, bro, what do you do? Like, man, listen, this is why I'd be like, look, man, I'm not having it.
I'm the
I
type of
can't.
person, if I'm money to go somewhere, I'm not paying to go fight. I'm not paying to get in an argument with nobody. I'm going there to have a nice time. I'm not spending money
Yeah.
to fight.
Nah,
I'm not
we're
spending
not
money to
doing
fight.
that.
I'm not spending
To
my
me,
money.
that's
You can spend your if I get into a fight, it's because I got in here free. I got in I don't mind getting kicked out. But I'm not paying no money to go in there and get kicked out. No.
nah. Which to me, I can never understand that. I'm like, some of y'all are stupid as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Then they'll have the attitude of, you can't put me out. Well, what makes you think that?
Okay. You think I can't put you out? You can't put me out? No, I'm not gonna put
Yo,
you
they
out.
really be having the attitude of that. You can't put me out.
I tell people that all the time. You got 2 ways of going out. Either you walk out or I drag you out. When I say drag you out, I mean literally drag you out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag you out of here. So it's either you gonna walk out or you gonna get dragged out. How you want to do it? I mean, you got a nice outfit on. I don't know if you want to get that messed up, but if you choose the wrong suggestion, the outfit might get destroyed.
Yeah. So it'd be smart to do the right thing and just leave on your own. But I think some people want to test the waters, and it's not good. It's not good to do that, man. But yo, I mean, it is what it is. Shouts to everybody that was in there though Thursday. It was amazing. It was super dope. We'll be back again this Saturday. We'll be back again at Gleason. So I'm gonna wait till Tammy come back up. Oh, there she go. So
My bad, I was
despite all
finishing with
that,
a client.
that's okay. So despite all that, Thursday we got by that. You know, everybody got home safe.
Text me
It was
Thursday,
super dope.
Saturday. I'll be here.
I'm going to get me a room next week. I mean, not next week, next year, because I have a feeling that if Remasters is going in after 12 midnight, I'm not trying to go home, dog. Like I can't do that. I can't do that. Nah. Yeah, I was mad, D3. I was
I
tired.
know,
I
and
looked
now
at
you
the time. I
know,
was like,
right?
damn.
So now you know that the people that was in the that fought, if they never lost and they lost in the finals, they running it back on the 20th, right?
Oh yeah. So
So Melvin Martinez and Jacob Spence is running it back. Anthony Lalato and Mike Algieri.
Hold on, man. I didn't know all that. So you telling me?
Yeah.
So you telling me this is basically a get back card?
So no, so it's a double elimination. So had you come out of the loser bracket and you won at the Garden, you gotta fight the person that never lost, because they get a chance to come back.
And who says that Devin and Ryan Garcia are going to be the only thing popping this week? Who said
No, it's gonna
that?
get crazy because you got some of the finals, right? You got some of the kids' finals that still didn't go, and then you got the double elimination. So anybody who lost and came back as the loser and they lost, then they can't fight again, right? So let's say, for instance, the 119 girl matchup, because Danny
Yeah.
never lost. So because she won, she don't gotta defend her title because she never lost.
Oh, Quee, that's because I had my food already, Quee. I ate this morning. That's why I'm so energized and I'm good right now. Listen. I prepared a beautiful breakfast this morning, so I'm Gucci. I'm not eating again until another couple of hours. That's gonna be great. And
So that
I
Jacob,
thought,
that because Melvin never lost in the tournament, Melvin gets his lick back. Now he could go back and fight him again, and if he wins, he's the ringmaster.
and you got to remember, we got your fighting champions.
I know both of them are in the
Both
finals.
of them.
It's
Oh
crazy.
man. We got to speak, yo. Listen, we got to speak more about those two right there. You know, I love those two like cook food right there. Those are my guys right there. This week is a big week though, man. Let's I
Oh,
mean, no cap. It's a big week.
and I did a lot of stuff to them this month, right? Like, for instance, everybody knows that obviously I switched gyms, and I had to pick up my fight team and move them mid camp 2 weeks out. Josh was about to fight, and I just pulled them out and was like, "All right, we're gonna go here. We're gonna change this whole scenery, everything." And then, by the way, when we get there and it's time for you to fight, I'm gonna be away too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that was really tough on them too. Like I'm happy that he pulled out the win, but I know that was a tough one because of
It
everything
is
that
tough.
we was going through as a team.
Yeah, well, it's all good. We in there this week. This week is gonna be it's definitely gonna be a major week this week. I didn't even know all the fights was gonna be like that. I knew about two of them, but I didn't know that. You just confirming that on here. And now I see that I can't go to the Devin and Ryan because I didn't get my credentials for that. So now I'm not really upset about it. I'm like, you know what? April 20th, I could be at Gleason's. That's better for me. So I'm good.
So
I got
yeah,
something
so
to look forward to.
you're gonna see some of those unhappy moments that you guys had at the Garden. You're gonna see that run back.
Oh, I already know because you're gonna see some of them same people. Some of them same people that came Thursday is going to come Saturday,
Well,
and
because Mark Chaparro and Champs, the guy from Champs, got to run it back because Chaparro was technically out of the loser bracket and that kid never lost. The
uh,
um
Uh-oh.
out
Sheila.
Jerry fight with Anthony Leota. That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be their third too.
Oh yeah,
Someone else is coming out of it. Derek Perron and his guy.
yes.
Derek Perron and his
Shout out
guy
to
got to
Derek.
run it back to 203. Who else was it? There's a couple of people that got to run it back because they lost and they came out of the loser bracket. And those people who are upset, that really irritated me because at the end of the day, you came back on the loser bracket. You didn't come back because you won the fight. You came back on the loser bracket and then won at the end.
That's the shit that
You
I
know?
don't get. That's why when I see dudes' behavior, I'm like, what is the matter with y'all? Everybody relax.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
So some
D3, this shit
people
was
are
crazy.
actually the ringmasters.
Yo,
Because they don't
like,
they
I'm
don't understand they got on there by good grace because you didn't have to be there.
Right.
yeah. But
It
you
wasn't
can't
the
tell them
novice.
that.
The novice didn't have that option. The novice, once you got knocked out, you got knocked out. The
Yeah, you got knocked
elite,
in.
right? The elite had the loser bracket that the losers had to fight each other to then go against the person at the end. So if that person won at the end, because they got their chance to come back, the other person didn't get a chance to go into the loser bracket.
So what you about to see Saturday is a whole bunch of chaos Saturday. That's what you gonna see.
So basically, what you're
Whole bunch
saying
of
is
chaos.
you had two losers that wasn't trying to lose.
Right. Right.
You know you're ass, D3. You're ass.
That's why the heat was so heated because you had two
Yeah.
losers that wasn't trying to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, we could.
But we
that's basically
can't
what
take
was,
it back. We can't take it away from the guys who, like the novice guys who didn't have that loser bracket and won the whole time. Like the 132, like the 139 from Gleason's, like you know what I mean?
I guarantee you, it was probably the people that got in there by the loser bracket. Those were probably the ones in the crowd that was sitting there trying to fight.
Not really though, not really, because two of the crowd fights was people that was novice, so we can't say that. Two of the crowd fights was people that was novice, but
who was that again? Who was that again? That was a novice.
I'm not gonna say no names because I don't want to like throw people on the bus. I want them to be able to pull themselves out. But
somebody
I
wants
would
to
say
come
like some of those guys, like when they lost, like the 147 bout with Easton Queens and Mendez. Amazing. That was one of the best fights I saw. They were both going back and forth. They were both at war. JoJo
listen, D3, if you would have been in the building just to see, forget, because we're not gonna make it seem like the whole Ringmasters was messed up because of what's going on in the crowd. Shit happens. But if you just seen the lineup of talent that was on one card.
The talent is crazy in New York right now. What I told you last year, McLean, on your podcast.
What about this Ringmasters or about last year's?
No, about how amateurs in New York were coming up. Did I?
Oh yeah. They did come up, and next year 2025 is going to be even better because I see some of the guys now who are not going to be getting in until next year. Next year is going to be 150 times better. The only difference is I'm sitting by Sonya because I can't trust the crowd. I'm sitting by Sonya.
Bro, even I was sitting on both sides, and both sides was crazy.
Yo, D3, when they started throwing ice, I was like, yo, you violating now. You doing too much. You're doing too much now. Cups of ice is being like, don't throw no ice at me, bro. You could hurt somebody with that.
They start throwing ice. I said, if my daggone body temperature go up 1 centimeter, I'm fucking.
It's a wrap for your ass.
See, D3, this is why you can't be security at every place because you'll do some evil shit.
They go up 1 degree. I'm fucking somebody up. I don't care who it is. I don't care.
No. So look. So one of the ladies from MSG, I seen her face. She kept looking at the time like, oh my God, I can't wait for this shit to end. It's like I can't wait. Because every time you turned around, there was an altercation where you had to like you either had to walk up to the altercation or you had to escort somebody out.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
just too
crazy.
much. And I'm like, oh, ain't nobody doing all this. It was
It's just
crazy though.
crazy.
But it was some of
And
the
it's
best fighters
just
in the city that came out Thursday.
right,
Some of the best fighters
right,
in the city came out.
right, right.
And a
But
lot of them wasn't even from here.
dare we say that the best fighters in our city because they fighting for the biggest title in our city right
They're
now.
fighting for the biggest city. And then you have a lot of them that's not even from New York or even not from America, but they moved here. So, once you move here and you get an ID and all that, it's like, okay, now you're officially a New Yorker. So it made it more interesting too for that. And I think next year we're going to see a lot more people because despite how people feel about the Golden Gloves and it not being here anymore, Ringmaster still holds a lot of weight, and a lot of people want that opportunity to not just
Yeah,
fight for the name, but to fight in Madison Square Garden. Because I said this before, that, that opportunity is not going to come knock at your door every day. That you
no,
can fight
but
at the
they
garden.
talked about this at the meeting yesterday at the coaches meeting, right? Even if we did get the Golden Glove patent back, right? Even if we did get it back from Daily News, right? We did win it in court, but they appealed it to run it back again, so that's why we're still in it, right? The thing is even if we do, people forget how much those gloves cost, right? And now, do we have the money to buy them as a
Yeah.
LBC? We don't, because we don't have that big ass sponsor like Daily News was to us either, you know? So that runs another problem,
Hmm.
right? So what we do as a LBC, do we raise enough money to make sure that all these kids get gloves, or do we, you know what I mean? This shit is expensive. I don't
Yeah.
think people
Yeah.
understand how much those gloves cost to give 28 people.
No, because when you start talking about that, they don't look at the costing. That part goes over their head. Oh, I didn't know that cost. Nothing is free. Nothing's
Right.
free. Everything's going to cost. It might cost a little. It might cost a lot, but it's going to
And
cost.
but it seemed like everybody complaining when they don't even like, yo, listen, right? Like the resources that you have in your community could be resourceful. Like, you feel me? Especially with something like this. And I explained that to them too. Like, yo, last year we sent 15 people to nationals, including the kickboxers, right? And none of
Yeah,
them were my guys.
I realize the complainers are not really ones who's trying to do anything about it, but complain. And when
Right.
you mention that and you go, well, why don't you go become a judge or official? Well, that's not going to change anything. So if you feel like nothing's going to change, then why don't you do us a favor and shut up?
Right.
Just shut up. You understand? It don't make no
No,
sense to keep if I
no,
keep
because people
complaining,
think
if
they
I keep
golden in. Because people think
no.
they goaded in. They've been here for 20 years. They know what they're talking about. They know what they see, but then they don't change it. Like, yo, listen, if I don't like my surroundings, I'm changing them.
Listen, if I don't like what I'm doing, as far as when I'm moving with no duck zone, instead of me complaining, I gotta find different ways to move it. Okay, you tried
Right.
this, you tried that, that's not working. I don't get mad at the people and go, it's because of y'all. No duck zone's failing, and even if I change something, it's not going to help.
Right.
Like some people just want to complain to complain. If you are not
Exactly.
going to be, don't by you complaining, you're being a part of the problem.
Exactly.
You're being a part of the don't if you're not willing to make no changes, then respectfully shut up. And this is why I stopped talking to
And
certain people about it.
you'd be surprised how many people don't know the rules. Like, for instance, the mouthpiece situation that happened at the garden that day, right? Like,
Oh
you're
my
only
God.
allowed your mouthpiece is only allowed to drop out of your mouth 3 times before they DQ you. On the third time, they're supposed to either A, take a point, or B, DQ you if you're doing it on purpose. That kid spit out that kid.
I felt like
First
he
of all,
spit it out more than
it
three
was
times, if I'm not
that's what
mistaken, Tammy.
let
Correct me
me
if I'm
let
wrong.
me finish. No, let me finish, right? So when he got the third time and they got the point deduction, because they had to give the point deduction on the third time, Mark Chupart was knocking his mouthpiece out of his mouth. He was hitting him hard enough that his mouthpiece was dropping out of his mouth. Now, he wasn't intentionally spitting it out, which is why they didn't
Hmm.
DQ him. But when it happened on the third time, they had to take the point. They DQ'd him on the fifth time. They could have DQ'd him on the third. but they gave him some time because they didn't think it was intentional. When they called it and they said it was a DQ because of the mouthpiece, they were upset because they didn't do it on the third time. They did it on the fifth time. They gave y'all chances.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. And I kept saying, maybe he don't want to fight. I said, well, maybe he don't want to fight no more. That's how I was looking at it from where I was sitting. I was like, man, I don't think dude want to fight no more.
Let's not take it away from Mark Chaparro. Mark Chaparro was hitting him hard enough that mouthpiece was popping out of his mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I told Mark that, but me and Mark met up after the fight. That picture that you see me and Mark in is when he came up to me and we were talking about the fight. And he said, man, do you think that he wanted to be in there with me? I said, well, I'm not going to sit there and say, like, you were scaring him and all. I said, maybe it was something where, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to be in there anymore. I can't say, but listen, it was a good fight.
But he beat him. He beat him last time. That kid from Chimps beat him. So it's not like he's afraid of him. He beat him before. Yeah. He fought before. He beat him in this tournament. He beat him and put him, Mark Chaparro, into the loser bracket.
Do they get the running back or not?
Yeah, they got to run it back because the kid from Champs never lost. So you're going to see that matchup on the 20th as well.
Hey, D Free, I don't care what you do. Respectfully, I'm going live on the 20th for that fight. And if you don't hit my Cash App, I'm going to talk real bad about you, D Free. Tune in April 20th, man. Look at the way you look.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it because I might be streaming the Ryan Garcia fight.
You know what? You ain't shit. You still talk about streaming that, boy. You ain't shit. Terry, you see he ain't shit.
But wait, McLean, because I didn't catch this because I was away. But I heard that the little kids Ringmasters finals was lit.
Yo, there was no room for you to even scratch your ass in that building.
No, but they said the little kids was showing out.
Kids was showing out, and the sad thing about it is I never got to get my way over there to see the kids because it was just too much. It wasn't a room in the bar. Listen, when I walked in Gleason's, I came in there. When I came in there, they were still doing the weigh-in, so I was able to get my seat and all that. I had to grab my own chair, and I was there from the time they started, and then next thing you know, the whole Gleason's was flooded. But mind you, I forgot about the other two rings. So my focus was just on the main ring. And when I finally made my way to the back and I saw what was going on, I said, yo, it's about to get ugly back here. But those kids, they put on the show. They put on the show. They did good. They did real good.
They should have had, I heard they should have had the camera on them compared to the fights that was in the main ring.
Well, I'm going to sit out for that one. Tammy, I'm just going to sit out for that one.
I didn't see, I've only seen the main ring. Not because I only seen the main ring, obviously, because of the millions was only in the main ring. But, you know, like my team always volunteers their time. So even though I wasn't there, my team was doing the gloves anyway. And so.
Yeah. Shout out to Johan.
And Nick was doing them too. So Nick was telling me, Nick was like, yo, the little kids were way better than the big kids. Like the little kids was really going for this.
Did he tell you about the fighter that bust out his shoe?
That was my fighter who was fighting him.
Did he tell you about him bust out his shoe?
But let's talk about that. What do you think should have happened when his shoe busted?
Well, the guy who sits at the table.
You know what, McLean, wait, be quiet. D Free. You tell me what you think, because you're an outsider, right? If you're fighting and your shoe breaks, what is that considered?
If they don't have another pair of shoes, it's one of two things. Either the fighter get DQ or the car gets scratched. So being though that the fight had already started, it should have been a DQ. Yeah,
but really, when you think about it, it's an equipment malfunction, right? Because if a headgear falls off the fighter's head, you get a chance to put the headgear back on, or go to the table and get a new headgear from Metro, right? Like that happened to my fighter. Like, not that his shoe busted, but the guy he was fighting shoe busted. But they did a pretty good job with maintaining the fact that, like, yo, his coach literally took his shoe off and gave the kid a shoe, and then he put his shoe on and they went back to fight him.
Yeah, well, seen that happen in the pros, where a fighter's shoe had burst out the seams, and what they did was when they went back to the corner for the break in between the rounds, what they did was they just wrapped his shoe in tape, and he finished the fight with his
Yeah,
shoe
but
wrapped.
technically in the amateurs you can't have tape on your shoes.
Yeah, they're
It's
going
one
to
of the
just
rules.
and when it first happened, they sat at the table and said, "Well, either y'all better find another shoe for him, or he's gonna get DQ'd." And luckily, he had his sneakers right by the ring, and they just threw one Jordan up, and put it on him, and they proceeded. But I ain't never saw his whole foot came out. I was over there like,
Yeah. And it was in an 8 count that they noticed that happened. He was getting the 8 count, and they stopped the 8 count and was like, "Oh shit, his shoe's fucked up."
Yeah, when he went to
So-
the corner, I looked at his foot and I was like, "Oh shit, his foot is out."
And we got to give people grace, because had that been my kid that happened to, I wouldn't want them to DQ us.
Nah, I wouldn't want that. Everybody deserves a chance.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody
So-
deserves a chance. So I'm glad he didn't get DQ'd. I'm glad he didn't get DQ'd because the kid came to fight. You know what I'm saying? No matter how the outcome was, he came to fight. So I'm glad he was able to continue with that shoe.
Why
Right.
people don't always bring anyway? Why they don't bring extra shoes, extra gloves for something like that to happen? If
Extra
something,
mouthpiece, if your mouthpiece keep popping out. Like all of my guys, they have customs. We have customs that click in, and you gotta click them out of your teeth to get them off.
Yeah. I don't
yeah,
think
I'm
people be
saying
thinking.
I would want my fighter to have an extra pair of shoes, an extra pair of gloves, just in case the unforeseen happens.
Yeah.
Because I hate for a fighter to get DQ because his gloves burst and they don't have another pair, or his shoes burst and he don't have another pair to put on.
Well, in the amateurs, they provide the gloves, but I understand the shoe situation.
Yeah, they provide the gloves. Now anything else, you're on your own. Anything else you gotta come with. It's just like being in the ring. If you ain't got no mouthpiece, it's not their job to come to you and be like, "Yeah, well, here's a mouthpiece." You know you supposed to have a mouthpiece.
Oh my
Okay,
God, McLean! Did you see the last fight, the heavyweight fight at the Garden? He didn't have
Yes,
the
I
mouthpiece
did.
in.
Abraham didn't have his piece, and I didn't realize he didn't have his mouthpiece until when they stopped it. I said, "Why the hell they stopped it? He ain't got no mouthpiece." I said, "Oh shit."
Yeah, like me, I'm the type of person. Whenever I played sports, I always had whatever I had to bring. I always had double. I had double mouthpiece, double cleats, double cup, double shorts, double jersey. I always had double because I played basketball, wrestled, ran track. So I always had double of everything because if something happened, you're not going to tell me I can't play in this game or I'm disqualified from this race.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
I always
Oh,
had
don't
that.
ever tell a fighter he disqualified. Oh, Jesus Christ! You want to see them? You want to see the building get turned up? Me and Tammy have been in buildings where dudes were told something, and we was like, "Okay, let's stand back and see how this shit go."
Yeah, it's a very interesting moment when you're looking at this stuff. It's like, man, like if that would have happened to me, I would have won grace. Did it mess up the momentum of the kid? It did, but it was my kid, and I looked at it like, yo, I know it messed up the momentum, but you should have been whooping him out anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
I thought Josh could have stopped him.
I
If
thought
we
Josh
really-
could have stopped him too. In the second
really
round, when I
wanted to.
watched that fight, I thought Josh could have stopped him in the second round. There was no need to even get to that point where his shoe broke.
Yeah, because I
You
said
know?
I made a joke. I said, "Damn." And somebody next to me started laughing. I said, "Damn, Josh hit him that hard when he bust out his shoe." It's they just start laughing at me. I was like, but it was dope though, and I'm glad to see him back in this week. I'm glad to see both of the brothers back in. It's gonna be a dope. This week is gonna be a dope week.
Hey,
See both of them.
Johan is locked in right now, McLean. Johan right now, I've never
both-
seen him this good.
You know what? And I want you to. I don't want you to. I want you to see what I'm saying, the way I'm coming from it. I love the both of them, but I think Johan always needs to be locked in more because a lot of people, not to say people don't pay attention to Johan, but I notice they pay attention to Josh a little more. So, and I don't want to say it's a favoritism thing.
It's not.
So
It's that Josh got a big ass mouth, so everybody pay attention to the fighter that got
Yeah.
a big ass mouth. The brother
Yeah.
don't talk. The brother
Yeah.
stays silent. But also, Johan had a rough beginning too. Remember, Johan that first
Yeah.
year lost every single fight that he fought. And then that
Yeah.
second year came back and won every single one. Now we
Yeah.
in the third one. So now it's
Yeah.
like, yo, this is now or never, dog. Like, I'm not taking him out of youth until he turns 19. I don't care what anyone says. They can say I'm babying him. I don't care. I'm not taking him out because I'm not going to put him as an 18-year-old against 20, 30-year-olds where they have their grown men strength and he still didn't learn all he could learn in the youth bracket. You know what I mean?
You go in there and possibly get him hurt. I understand.
So that's why I'm keeping him at 18 in youth still. He might not get as many fights as he would have if he went novice, but that's okay because I feel like he still needs to develop in the youth before he go into that adult bracket.
Yeah, I'm about to go back into the amateurs and I'm gonna fight at 140, and I'm gonna have Tammy train.
If I train you, you're gonna be the world champion. Let me stop.
You just being silly right now. You think I'm gonna tell Tiff that she gonna believe that? 40-something years old, you going back into the amateurs to fight at what weight? Man, D3, you don't get your ass out of here with that?
Fight at 140 because all these guys at 140 don't want to fight. So I'm gonna have about 5 fights.
It's not 140. It's 130 or 147. 139 or 147.
I'd be at 147, and I'm gonna have about 5. And then I'm going into the amateur. I'm going to.
You don't want to listen. You do not want to deal with these young lions. I don't want to.
At 147, they got so. 147 is stacked right now.
147 look better right now in amateur boxing than they do pros. At 47, it looks crazy right now.
They go in the war. That Melvin, Marquel, whatever.
I can't pronounce his name. Yeah.
Mo and in the Tatello fight, that fight was a war.
That was. I was sitting back watching this like, yo, this is epic. 47 is mean right now, man. And
even the novice 47, the 147 novice and the 147 elite put on for they weight class that day. Both 147s.
Listen, Saturday is going to be epic, and then the following week is Church Street, and then DC got his show. I got to figure out which one of those I'm gonna go to.
Yeah, we're on DC show. We're on the 27th.
Y'all on?
I got El Torito. Y'all gotta remember, I still got like 6 other fighters besides Josh and Johan out here right now.
So I gotta come along. I gotta come to DC show then. I gotta be there the 27th. That's a must. I'll come for that.
I think everybody's so used to Josh and Johan being around. Y'all forgot in the beginning of this year, I brought out like 4 more fighters.
No. I know about the other ones already. I just, you gotta remember, I've been close to those two for about 3 years now. So, you know what I mean? I build a relationship with them. So, remember when I met them, when I met Josh and Jacob and them, they were little midgets. Like, these dudes that shot up.
Yeah, Jacob on the SBC too coming June.
Yeah. Shouts to my boy Jacob, man. Can't wait to see him. Him and Josh was talking hella smack in the garden, man.
They always talking smack together.
They sitting in the crowd like, yeah, man, I'll whoop his ass. He can't beat me. And I'm like, yo, why y'all some cocky little jokers, man? Y'all cocky as I love them though.
16 years old sitting there talking about, I'll whoop him out too. I'm like, yo, I can't stand these kids.
They literally sat there, Tim, and pointed everybody out that can get to work. And Josh was like, yeah, I sparred him. He don't want that with me again. And Jacob already whooped him. Now him and Jacob start going back and forth about who they'll beat up worse than sparring. I bet you I beat him up worse than you. And I'm sitting over there shaking my head like, fellas, what are we doing?
Those two together are, you gotta sit them down. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much together.
Two together. Never invite those two together to a sparring. Don't do it, because it's. If you told them they were sparring at 3:00 in the morning, them dudes are the type that if they could get up out of bed, they there.
Yeah, but when they're together, they have fun. It's good to watch them sparring because they be having fun. Yeah. Like, even when they spar each other, you could tell they're having fun in there. Like, just sparring each other, just trash talking each other.
They are the future, and I always let people know that. And I'm just glad to see that. I'll be glad. This is when I know I'm gonna be emotional, and I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen for sure. Being that I've watched them so long, when it's time for them to get to the Garden, when it's time for them to get the MSG, that's going to be a different feeling for me. But I know it's going to
Yeah.
be a more different feeling for you because you've been around them. So the
Yeah,
feeling is going to be
they
different.
get bigger, but they always look the same to me. But then I go back and look at pictures of them, and I'm like, sheesh, they used to be small.
Yo, D3, I remember the first time I went to see Josh, when I seen Josh and Jacob fight, and I'm saying to myself, because people were already putting
That
me
was an
on,
epic fight. That was an epic
it was
fight.
an
That
epic
fight
fight.
when
And
they fought each other was crazy. And
people kept,
we knew it wasn't easy. Like that was the thing. Like we had met Jacob at Cops and Kids one day. I'll never forget it. We were at Cops and Kids. He walked in and Josh was sparring. And he was like, "Yo, I'm next." And I looked at him like, "Who is this little kid? Like, what is he saying right now?" He said, "I got next." So they went and they sparred. So we knew that Jacob was good. So when we got that matchup had come with it. We had talked about it beforehand, like, okay, well, what you want to do? And it was like, yo, we can't get no fights. We got to fight each other. It is what it is. And so going
yeah,
into that fight, we already knew that they were friends. We already knew that they had, like, you know, they were already going back and forth and sparring because that's what they were using each other to get ready for fights and stuff. And that was rough. And then to see them fight each other and at the end hug each other and be like, yo, like they didn't even care who won or who lost. They were just so excited that they put on the show for the crowd. You know what I mean?
yeah. Because I remember there was one time in that fight where it looked like it was about to take a turn for the worse, but it didn't though.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to see them from that point to now, I'm telling you, it's going to be a different feeling for me when once they enter Madison Square Garden. When it's their
Uh,
turn, it's going to
and
be
I
different.
and I think that's when Johan will go to novice so that he can have that chance to fight in the garden next year. But
I think that'll
but
be a great moment. And I think for you,
yeah.
if you could, I mean, just to get one fighter to go to the Garden's a blessing. If you could look up and you got two brothers, and then you might
Well
have two more fighters or another
they
fight
won't Johan will be able to get one in before Josh even is able to. Because remember, he's older
because
than
of his
him.
age.
Yeah, because he's older than
I
him.
mean,
So
but
Johan,
even to see that, that'd be great.
but Josh doesn't turn 18 until after the Ring Masters is over, because he'll turn 17 this year, April 27th, I want to say it is.
So he won't be able to enter the Ringmasters until 2026.
Yeah, to 2026, he won't be able to go to the Garden, but Johan will be able to go 2025.
We're gonna get D Free up here. We're gonna get D Free up here for one of those events.
So
If they ain't
he,
got 30, if they ain't got 30 fights on the card, shit.
I ain't 47 fights. I'm gonna come halfway through.
yeah.
No,
He said halfway through.
The thing is at the Garden when there was that many fights, you couldn't come halfway through because you would have missed some of the good fights.
Hell yeah, you'd have missed some of the bomb because some of them fights was the bomb.
if I'm
The
coming,
beginning fights were still good.
if I'm coming for 27 fights, I got to be doing ring security. I got to be sitting, working somebody's corner or something. I am not gonna be sitting in a seat for
You know
27.
what?
You know
I
what though?
said
Like, look, D Free, I work the fights, so I literally be in the back. I be getting the fighters, then coming back, watching the fights, then be in the crowd saying what up to everybody, then going back. You like,
listen, every time I looked at Tammy, she wouldn't keep her ass still. Every time I just happened to move my eyes, that girl was all over the building. I was like, she's not gonna sit down. She's not gonna sit down.
Same seat for 27 fights. That's like 4 or 5 hours.
Well, technically 26 because one got, but that was still a lot of fights to sit through though. Same
20,
thing. It's almost the same thing.
4 or 5 hours. You cutting
Yeah.
off minutes?
Oh, we didn't get it didn't into after 12. It was
they did
already
at
Friday. It was
12:15.
already Friday when it ended. It was Friday already.
Start.
6.
So 6 hours. Yeah, you
6 hours and 15 minutes, D Free.
6 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah, 6 hours. So
I don't even drive for 6 hours. I'm gonna take a break in 3 hours.
and you know what? And I think that's like I said, people in there were starting to get aggy. I looked at security at one time. They looked like they was about to lose it.
I drove to New York. I drove from DC to Mount Vernon, New York, and drove back. When I got to Mount Vernon, New York, I sat there for about a good hour or so before I drove back. I was sitting there talking to my daughters or whatever before they went in the house with their mother. This when they were still staying with their mother. I was talking to them before they went in the house, and then I drove back. I am not sitting down for 8 hours straight driving. I'm not sitting down
Man,
for 6 hours straight watching. I'll probably be
Listen,
sleeping. I'm sitting in the seat for 6 hours. I'm gonna be asleep. I'm gonna let you know now.
last year, last year and the year before, if I'm not mistaken, we left about 11 o'clock, maybe a little bit after, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
If
because
I'm
we're
not
not
mistaken.
really, because we're really not supposed to go past 12 o'clock, or the garden finds you.
Yeah, yeah. So when I
So
looked up and seen it was Friday already and we were leaving, I said, this can't be real. I said, they can't do this next year. We're gonna have to dump Terry, they can't do this next year.
well, this was the deal, right? Remember, Golden Gloves, they said used to be 2 days, right? So it used to be Thursday, Friday, right? That wasn't that. We are trying to push all of it into one bout, one day, right?
Y'all can hire me for that one day to bring security. I give y'all a
So
great deal for that one day to bring security.
so is it easier to do it on a Thursday like they do it versus like a Sunday?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's just that you got to remember we came out of COVID when Ringmasters was starting, and
Yeah.
and and Ringmasters like that those COVID years, man, we didn't have as many people and as many fights. So to them, I guess the way that they were doing it was to keep the fights going, like and so that when we got to the end, it wasn't just 5 fights.
Because if y'all don't want to get fined, if they don't want to get nobody
I mean,
wants to get fined again, they're gonna have to dump down.
why they
That's
couldn't
a lot of
stop at 10? They could have did 10 fights today and 10 fights tomorrow.
Because the garden costs $10,000 a day.
yeah.
Some shit like
ten
that.
thousand dollars a day is a lot of bread, man.
You do the big fights in the garden and the small fights you do in the parking lot.
But you know what though? You know what? You know what?
There's
You
no
know what?
parking lot at the garden. There's no parking
I ain't
lot.
gonna I ain't gonna hold you though. Yeah, hell no. He said the parking lot. I just thought about it, man. He trying to cause chaos in the city. Hell no. The mayor been came through and cleared that shit out. Nah. I was thinking of like on a Sunday in the afternoon, where that way if they started it like at 3 o'clock, at least if you're gonna have that many fights by 7 o'clock, you out, and it's still a decent time for everybody to go home and get up. But to get out the next day, that was crazy.
So
That's
it costs
crazy.
that's for the Hulu theater for 10,000.
Yeah. I might be wrong. I think it might be more than that. But I'm just saying, like, I thought they said 10,000. It might be more than that, though.
But Timmy, if they gonna be doing 26 or 30 fights, they gonna have to move us to the big stage.
I'm about to say, Clarence, you better start doing some math. You talking about putting on fights? Do it at the Hulu theater.
Hell no, no Duck Zone can never be in no not can never be. It could be, but it ain't gonna be in no damn theater no time soon. Because I ain't giving you no 10,000, 20,000, whatever it costs to do something there. Not me. That's too much.
Not
I
if
couldn't
you,
do that.
not if you promote it right.
I mean, even with promoting it right, if you don't have the resources or you don't have enough funding, man, to do something in the garden, it costs to turn the lights on the MSG. That shit is a
No,
lot.
that's why I said you promote it right and get everybody to buy the tickets, and then you go get the goddamn arena.
See, but yeah, I buy the tickets. The tickets, then now we got to talk ticket prices because it can't be. You know what I'm saying? Ticket prices got to be. You know what I mean? You got to make your money back, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. That when you doing these shows, boy, you got to make your money back. Because when you don't make your money back, who lose? You gonna lose. And then
Right.
the venue, they got to get theirs too. So shit got to be right. Because if it's not right, then everybody loses, and then the venue ain't gonna want you back. So you got to make sure you do it right. But I think next year they should, Tammy. They might have to shoot for the big garden. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Nah, they said next year also they don't. I don't know if this is true or not. Don't quote me, but they saying also next year. Like if you only have one fight to get to the garden, you're not gonna fight at the garden.
Oh damn.
Yeah, like if there was only one fight for you, then unfortunately you can't go to the garden. You gotta fight at
So
a
they
club
want you.
show.
They want you. So basically, they want you to put in work.
Yeah, you gotta actually put in work to go.
I mean, do you think that's better for them versus them just having one fight because they have one fight and go to the garden and you ain't never, you know, yeah.
The one fight at the garden is crazy because it's just the weight class is not even stacked like that.
No, I don't know, but they need to move to the big house next year because how that shit is like I didn't think it was gonna be. But you know what though? When I looked in the crowd, all the seats wasn't actually taken. So I don't know. That's why we were moving the way we were moving because I'm like, a lot of people came and saw they fighters and left, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Let me move down a little closer because from where I was sitting, I couldn't really. I could see stuff, but then people were just all in my way, and I was like,
Nigga,
man, I want to move my seat.
getting the big, I ain't getting the big arena at Madison Square Garden. No, you know how much that joint
I ain't
costs?
say, I ain't say me.
No, I'm talking about
I said,
period.
oh, you saying present? Well, yeah. If the hoodoo costs, yeah, I
No,
can only imagine.
the big arena at the Madison Square Garden, the main joint is between 100 to 500,000.
Yeah, it's some crazy shit. I know.
I tell you what, then, Tammy, then me, you, and Seafood better get out and start selling our bags of oranges. Then
Very good. You gonna have to sell a lot more than oranges.
well, I ain't selling no body parts, so that's out. That's out. So we better get to working. We got remasters hopefully somewhere when the weather's nice next year. It wasn't bad
Right.
this year, but it rained. I was like, damn, it was bad for me. But um, yeah, I mean, it was dope though. It was dope, and shout outs to all the fighters, man. I was happy with the way it happened, and to get to see them come back. Some of them come back and do it again this week. Oh man, I didn't know that. I knew about a few rematches. The way you telling me now how this is gonna go down, yeah, I'm not even mad that I'm missing the Ryan and Devin. I'm not even mad that I didn't get the credentials because I really got something to look forward to now on the 20th.
Them tickets were so expensive, and they don't. They the whole arena is damn near still on sale.
And that's bad. D free, that's bad. In a minute, they're about to be in front of the Barclays talking about, yo, you want tickets to the Ryan Garcia Devin Haney fight? It's gonna get real
Yep.
bad. It's gonna be bad. When they who they did that to, D free? Who they did that to when they was out giving free tickets? I forgot what fight that was.
The AJ,
Yeah, the AJ. I'm like, what?
they was giving out tickets for AJ versus Andy Louise.
That shit's bad, bro. When you gotta do that, you gotta give out. Even with them giving out tickets, I'm still not gonna go. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. If they gave me a ticket, I'm selling mine. I don't want it. I'd rather be at Gleason's because I don't even know the undercard for this week. I know all the undercards for the Gleason fights. I don't know shit about who's fighting on the undercard this week, so I'm not even interested in that.
Yep.
I'd rather go see my brothers going there, tear it up this week, man. So who else is who? So who else we got this week, Tam?
I'm trying to think of who fought so I could tell you who it was. Hold on, let me go and see it real quick. I'm gonna look at the
Yeah, I'm
card
gonna
and
be
then I'm
there.
gonna
I'm
tell
gonna
you.
definitely be there. I'm gonna definitely be there this week. Ain't no doubt about that.
All right, hold on. Let's look at the cards.
That's
Let's
gonna
look
be
at the
super dope.
cards. Da 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 da. No, no, no.
What was yesterday? Saturday.
Yes.
Y'all had a coaches meeting yesterday. How long is those coaching
Yes.
meetings? Like 8
Oh
hours?
my gosh, they forever and they just a waste of time sometimes, honestly.
Well, you got to make them, right?
Sometimes I just feel like people complain more than giving you solutions. Like I can say that it was like a really decent attendance. There was a lot of people there, like people who came, like where I've gone to meetings in the last few years, and there'd be 6 of us. So for
So
that, I will
you
say
get
that there was a lot of growth in that situation where it was more numbers than anything I've ever seen. But there was really no solutions to stuff like Metro. Like they were like the things that people were complaining about are things that like I feel like is what they complain about every time we go to these meetings.
yeah. Yeah,
And
I
Eddie
know.
was
And
trying to
me,
do his best to like agree when he wasn't shutting down people too, right? Like he was agreeing when they did something wrong that was the wrong thing to do. Like they brought up the Josh fight with the breakout in the shoe and the A count and how they should have like finished the A count out before they checked on the kid's shoe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and things like that. But like, like I felt like that like they're trying to stay neutral and trying to stay pretty even. But until people start to realize that like it's gonna be a joint effort with everyone, we're never gonna get anywhere.
Yeah. What can you do when you go? And that's what I hate about meetings. Like I remember this last job I was at. They used to have meetings like every Tuesday. We would just meet about if you did something, or they'll meet just to congratulate you on. I used to get mad because at the meetings there was no solutions. It'd be the same shit, and I'd be in the meeting like, "Oh my god, do we have to do this every fucking week? Oh, this is annoying." So when I keep hearing the
Oh
same thing,
shit.
I know I get annoyed. But I have to
Oh,
sit there and listen to it if I want to be there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go for mine. So shit, why not get my coach's book? Why not? It's always good to be able to be there to help somebody. You never know when somebody need help. So that's the good thing about it. Yeah, we got it. Like I said, we got Devin Ryan this week. That's gonna be, I don't know. I ain't too interested in it, but I guess like the rest of the world, I watch it. I won't be in that Barclays Center though. They gonna be acting a donkey in there.
It's a couple of fights going on this weekend. You got Devin and Ryan, and then Abdullah Mason, younger brother, is fighting. I saw Smoke put it up on Instagram, but I don't know where he's fighting at.
Yeah, Abdullah
It might,
just smoked the
might be
dude.
on ESPN too. That might be on
Abdullah, Abdullah smoked the dude yesterday. I said, "Yo, that kid is up."
niggas was looking at me like I was crazy when I said I got Abdullah in my at number 5 on my pound for pound. No,
Because they saying because he's new, so they like he knew and he ain't did nothing. So how you got him on the list? That's what people probably saying to you, right?
yeah, they are. They say, oh, he hasn't done anything. No, it's not about what he has done. It's
He doing
about
more than what your fighter doing.
it's about skill level. You see his skill level versus the next man's skill level. And I see what I see from Abdullah Mason. He is far more skilled than a lot of guys that got 30 fights as a pro.
Yep.
Some of those guys they got in the top 10 pound for pound. He is more skilled than those guys. Now he don't have the experience as those guys, but he has better skills than those guys. So it's not about um has he done anything. Like everybody, oh well, this person he was a champ. Dog, when we talk about pound for pound, do not talk to me about accolades. Do not talk to me about accolades. I don't base my pound for pound off of accolades. I don't care nothing about none of that. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, well, this guy he's undisputed." Yeah, who he fought?
Yeah.
If you can't tell me who he fought, as he became undisputed, don't sit here and tell me he undisputed. If you can't tell me the champions he fought outside of the one champion he fought to become undisputed, don't sit here and tell me he's undisputed. Because all you know is he undisputed. You don't know nobody that he fought, but you want to tell me because he's undisputed, he deserved to be on a pound for pound.
It's not how it works. They you know, we forgot who we talking about.
And that's what I tell him. I mean, y'all can put him on your pound for pound. He's not on mine. Or if he is, he's not above this person. I didn't say he don't belong on a pound for pound. I just say he's not on mine. You ask me who's on my pound for pound. So when I tell you who's on my pound for pound, it is what it is. Oh.
Hey, at the end of the year, Tammy, Tammy, you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still
Yo,
here.
at the
Yeah.
end of at the end of the year, you know what we got to do? We got to come up with a pound for pound list for these fighters, for these amateurs.
It's gonna be
Man,
hard.
many of them right now.
I know it's so many of them, but if you can, I mean, if we, I don't know how we gonna do it, and that's like D3 said, that's gonna be super difficult. But man, listen, we can sit through 26 fights. We can make something happen on the list.
This is how you can make it a little more easier for y'all. Y'all take the top 25 fighters and then y'all
Yeah.
do pound for pound. Because if you try to do every fighter you know from
Nah.
every But you know, you gonna be sitting there like,
We'll be sitting there all listen. What people fail to realize is that it's so many fighters in New York City, even if they didn't, but even if they're not participating in these tournaments and club shows or ring masters, there's so many of them. So that'll be difficult because
what
then
you
you're
need.
gonna have somebody feel some kind of way as soon as they don't see their name on the list. Why my name ain't on that list, dog? Well, you ain't came outside in 2 years, so why would your name be on that list?
You do
You know what I'm saying?
the
But
top. You do the top 25. That you do the top 25 fighters from y'all city, and then you do the pound for pound out of that.
yeah, yeah. I think that's something we're gonna do. We got to make that happen. But we'll wait towards. We can't do it now. Um, because to do it now would just be too. We'll have to wait and hold that and see what happens for the rest of this year, and then maybe towards the end we'll get it. We'll get that.
Yeah.
But that's the now that I could do. And hopefully not have too much controversy in doing that because it's the young amateurs. But with these pros, man, it'd be hard to do a pound for pound list. I swear, people be
I'm
in their
doing,
feelings.
we're doing a list on my show with BVO. I told him we're gonna come up. We're gonna pick all of the fighters, and we're gonna do. I'm not gonna say what we're doing because I don't want nobody to steal my shit. But we're gonna pick all the fighters.
I'm gonna steal your shit. I'm gonna steal your shit.
we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do a show, and we're gonna say why we believe this fighter is ranked where he's ranked at, and why this one is ranked where they ranked at. But when y'all see it, y'all gonna be like, man, see,
You
I was
know,
a
you know that show. You know that show. Listen, but you know that show gonna go left. You know how BBO is with you.
it don't matter. He ain't gonna be able to deny the fighters that we putting on there because it's a select few fighters that we're putting on there. So out of that select few, you got to rank those fighters. You can't put other fighters on there because they're not going to meet the criteria for this ranking. And I was supposed to do it with somebody else, but he never got around to do it. So I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to do it my damn self. He never got around to do it, so I'm gonna do it myself. But yeah, it's gonna be a select few, a very select few, and so you know how BBL like to go with the style of fighting that he like. He's not gonna be able to put the fighters on there that's not on there because these fighters are the only fighters that meet that criteria. So if they don't meet the criteria, they can't go on the list. Now, if it's a fighter that he likes on that list, then he gonna have his list. I'm gonna have my list of how they rank. So I mean, he can rank however he want to rank, but
We're gonna hold you, Tammy. Your list is not gonna beat my list, so we gonna battle though.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
definitely my
I,
list is better than your list
no,
because I know
I can't.
everybody.
You know why I can't battle Tammy? Because Tammy's gonna cheat. She's gonna cheat because she
no,
gonna pull some of the meanest people out. I'm not messing with her.
Tammy ain't gonna cheat. Tammy gonna say, um, no, I could put him on it, but no, I want to put him right here. But no, I could put him right.
Right.
She ain't gonna make him right.
Yeah. The one thing that's really cool, like I thought about this. I actually posted a picture at the garden in the middle of the ring. How cool it
Like,
is to just watch so many people live out their dreams. Like, just think about that. Like, when you walk in MSG at a ring masters, you're thinking, wow, like these people have literally, like when you talk to boxers and stuff, they always say that their first Golden Gloves was their most memorable moment as fighters, right? Like, so you're seeing some of these people win their very first Golden Gloves, or so, and you see them and you're like, wow, like, I don't know.
yeah,
There's just something about that makes me so excited for all of the people that's in it. Like, win or
'cause-
lose, like, y'all did some shit to get here, you know?
yeah, because
That's why if you notice, after every fight, I always say shout outs to the winners and the losers because it takes a lot to get there. You can't just give all the winners the credit and ignore the losers because the losers work just as hard as the winners. It's just that it wasn't their night.
Yeah.
it's three major moments in an amateur fighter career that they shoot for. They shoot for the nationals, they shoot for Golden Glove, and they shoot for the Olympic team. Those are three major major goals that most amateurs have. They want to make the they want to make the nationals, they want to be a Golden Glove champion, and they want to make the Olympic team. And then after
Yeah,
that, usually after the Olympic team, they go to the pros.
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's what I mean by that. Like, look at that. Like, you're getting to see someone's dream play out. Like, yo, like, that's the most exciting thing for me. Like, yo, I don't know. Like, do all of the drama that happened, do all of the shit, like just knowing, like, do all of the whole entire tournament. Because I worked the whole tournament, like, again this year, and just seeing some of these people, you're watching them, even the people coming out of the losing brackets, like, you know, Mo, that came out of Freeport. Man, his last 5 fights were amazing.
Hmm.
And he lost in the Garden. He lost to Tatello, no doubt about it. But the fights in between that to watch him come back from, you're like, wow, that's the best I ever seen you fight.
Yeah, I remember the first time I seen my nephew go for his Golden Glove tournament, and he was only fighting for like 6 months at the time, and he was going for the Golden Glove tournament, and he lost in the semifinals. He lost in the semifinals. But I was proud of him because I was like, "Oh, you gotta understand." I mean, he was upset, of course, but I was like, "Oh, you gotta understand. You only been boxing for 6 months. You just started boxing. A lot of these kids been boxing since they were little kids. You 16 years old. You just started,
yeah,
and you made it to the tournament."
No, and no, I have a 132 that started boxing in November. He was in the tournament, and his first round, he whooped the kid out. We was like, "What is going on right now?" Like, we were so excited for him to see him go through that moment because we're like, bro, literally when we sat down and we were like, "Yo, you want to go you want to go into the tournament?" He was like, "What you think I should do?" I'm like, "It's a fight. Every day is just another fight that you got to get through. What you want to do? Like you could do it or you could not. You could say you did it." We went in that first fight, and when he won that first fight, I'll never forget because in that second round, he sat down in the chair and he was looking forward, and I was like, "You okay?" And he was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Man, thank you for all you do for us." I was like, "Bro, we in the middle of a fight. Go in there and whoop this guy out." Like,
yeah,
but it was really cool to even see. Like, we lost in the next round, but it was really cool to just see him even advance that round. To see him like say, him having the hardest journey in all of this, him being the stiffest, him not being the best fighter in the room, and him actually advancing in that tournament. It's exciting to see any of these kids do it.
Yep.
yeah. That's why I always have to give them their props and shouts to the winners and losers. I always have to give them their props because everybody can't do that, and that shit is difficult, especially when you just walking into boxing and you haven't been in boxing long, and you've been doing it 6 to 8 months, and the next thing you know, you're in the garden.
Yeah.
But
Especially because
look at
always gonna be a
yeah.
loser, so somebody gotta lose.
But look at O'Brien. Look at Sean O'Brien, right? The 176, right?
Yeah, that's
Adrian,
my guy.
beat him fair and square. Like, that was a great fight for Adrian. Congratulations to him. But remember,
Yes.
Sean O'Brien hasn't been the same since he came back from Olympic trials, when he
Yeah.
had that loss in Olympic trials. And I had to talk with him like, bro, it's time to just not even think about that no more. That's over. Like, move forward from this. And he came back in that bracket and he won those other couple fights until he got to Adrian. And even though he lost that fight, I was happy for him because at the end of the day, to see him go from, because I was at the Olympic trials this year, to see him lose at the Olympic trials, to see him go back into the into the metros, to see him taking that adversity of losing in the metros after too, because he was in his head, to then going and coming out of the loser bracket and making it to the Garden. Like,
Hey,
Yeah.
all you gotta do is tell him Bud Crawford lost in the Olympic trials, and we see he's a two-time undisputed champion. That man lost.
Yeah.
He got sent home by Ugas, and he's a two-time undisputed champion. So just because you don't make it to the Olympic team, it doesn't mean that's the end of the road for you. You still can go on and be a great fighter. It just
right.
you wasn't on your A game that night, and that fighter was. That's all it is. Everybody can't
Yeah.
win single fight.
Yeah, it was a lot of guys I told Thursday night, hey, look, don't worry about it, baby. You'll be back next year. You'll be back next year. You'll be right back in the garden next year. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's why I tell people all the time, dog. Anything can happen in these fights. That's why we got to see the fight happen. For you to say, "Oh, I know he gonna knock him out or he gonna beat him," we don't know. We believe that we don't know because
Did you see the Holloway knockout yesterday? The Holloway knockout in the last second he knocked him out.
yeah, no, nobody thought that Lomachenko was going to lose to Stolito. Nobody thought he was going to
Yeah.
lose, but he got his
No,
ass whooped.
that's like when Jacob Spence and Melvin Martinez first fought. I didn't know what the hell was gonna happen. I said, "Oh, this shit is gonna be epic." A lot of people was like, "Nah, man, I already got the winner," and I'm like, "You can't possibly have the winner yet. You gotta wait to see how this shit turn out." And when it didn't turn out the way they thought it was like, "Oh shit, Melvin's a bad boy." I'm like, y'all should have knew that, and not taking nothing away from Jacob, but y'all should have knew that from the jump.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
what you get for thinking. Don't
nobody.
assume nothing. That's why if you ever notice, Tammy, especially when it's two good fighters that I know is fighting, you don't see me pick sides. That's why nobody can never come to me and be like, "Who you going for?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm sitting this one out.
Yeah, that's
May the
why
best man win."
I always give who I believe is going to win or who I'm leaning towards to win. But I always give if this fighter does this, there's a possibility he can win this fight because I've been around boxing for, like I said, over 30 years. I know anything can happen once you step through those ropes. Anything can happen. So this just to say that, oh, I know that this guy's going to win. Nah, you don't know. You have a
You
strong
don't
belief
know.
that he's going to win. You don't know because if you knew,
And people
you would be
people
ready.
also forget. People also forget that when you're a fan of somebody, you're not seeing that fight subjectively.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
You're not seeing it subjectively at all because you're a fan of that fighter. So anything that fighter does that's great, you're not gonna see the bad moment. You're just gonna see the greatness.
right. But see,
That's why that's why I don't be thinking you could be a fan of the fighter that you coach. You could like their style, but you can't be a fan of theirs because if you a fan of theirs, you're not seeing when they doing bad.
right, right. And that's why I tell people all the time,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of none of these fighters. I'm a supporter of all of them. I'm not a fan of none of these fighters because when you're a fan, you only see what your fighter can do. You don't see what he can't do. You only see what
Right.
he. So I mean, but that's why I say people go, "Oh, I know
That's
he's
why
a."
I feel like you cannot coach your girlfriend slash boyfriend, like, because you're gonna be a fan of theirs. Like, I've seen that
Oh,
happen where I'm like, you can't do that. Like, when you see it in the ring, you're like, yo, nah, you're not subjectively seeing it because you're a fan. Now he can't adjust in the ring. You know what I mean?
so if you had a boyfriend that was fighting, coaching him is not something you would want to do, or work in his corner, it'd be just too much for you.
It wouldn't that it would be too much for me. It would just be that subjectively, I'm always gonna see him winning.
Oh, so if you felt like he got robbed and you felt like he won the fight, you'll really lose your mind then.
I don't know what I would do, honestly, in the moment. I don't know. I don't know,
If,
but I'm
if,
just saying that if I have a boyfriend and he fights, I'm not cornering him because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of his. I'm gonna scream for him. I'm not gonna subjectively see the bad. I'm only gonna see who his good moments.
Tammy being there going bonkers. Yeah, I know y'all ain't do that to my baby. This is bullshit.
And nah, you see how and I'm taking L's that I didn't think we deserve, and I just take them on the chin. Because at the end of the day, nothing that I do is going to change the outcome.
This is the reason why people. So like we was going back saying about people that be complaining, and we go, all right, well, uh, when you speaking up about something, you're not complaining. You're speaking up about it, and a lot of these dudes just want to complain. If you ain't, if we in the meeting, right? Is there another way we can go about doing this that can help change what's going on? But if you ain't gonna step in the meeting and do that, ain't no point in complaining. What we talking about? Like, it's a total waste of time, man. Like I don't get that shit. Like you know, and then people tell
Yeah.
you don't understand. Well, help me to understand because I'm not understanding because the only understanding I got is that you like complaining. So what is it that I don't understand?
Yeah. People that
And don't tell me
complain
I
should
need to be in
just.
here. Don't tell me that for 30 or 40 years you've been in this and you seen all this. So if this was happening when you was here and it's still happening now, then what we talking about?
Yeah,
So
exactly. No,
we
that's the
got
thing.
we got we got to make it make sense. We can't want shit fixed and then sit there and still complain about it and then tell somebody that they don't know because they've been in boxing for a short amount of years.
Yeah.
Josh, what up? It's not right
Ain't no
because
right. Yo, you can't say
you
nothing
be
to me, bruh.
yeah, being in boxing 30 years don't make you smart or 40 years, 50 years don't make you smart. Going, I've been to
Right.
a thousand in Olympic trials. I've been here and I've been in this. I'm not discrediting what nobody does because everybody work hard. But then some of the stuff we say, we got to make it make sense. That's why I don't let
Right.
people come at me like that no more about I don't know this or and I don't know that and I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. Fuck that. We nobody's in no position to tell you what you should do or tell you how you should do it.
Right.
Nobody's in no position to tell you that. Nobody's in no position to come to Tammy Brown and tell her because you have been in boxing for a short amount of years or if you have never seen anything how I've seen it. That makes me smarter than you and makes me know more than you. Because even somebody who's been in the game 30 years still have a lot more to learn. This sport
Yo,
change.
some of these
This
people
sport
that
changes
be
every
like,
day.
I've been this, when they be like, I've been this for 30 years, and then you like, they don't know the rules, bro. How you don't know the rules?
Because they'll sit there and tell you that the rules change all the time. That's what they'll tell you. That's what they
But
will
they,
tell you to your face that the rules change all the time. But then when you're in the meeting and then when you listen to some of the rules, you're like, well, how long this been a rule? Well, there's been a rule for about 20 years. How long you said you've been around? So
right.
in your mind, or is the rules changing, or is these the rules that you're making up that you want them to have? Because if they're telling me that this rule's been like this for 20 years, and you telling me you've been around 30 years, the math ain't adding up. And I'm not going to argue with them because they're the one making the rules. So what are you talking about? I stopped,
Right.
I learned to stop listening to certain people. I learned to stop being part of certain conversations because you got to understand we live in a world where people just like to be heard. People like to be heard.
Right.
Steady complaining to the top people about the issues. They just want to complain to somebody that they feel like is not on their level, and my complaints are valid, and you'll never understand because you haven't been here long enough, baby girl.
Yo,
Can't
that's
do that.
exactly it.
You can't do that.
That's it.
Help me to understand what you're talking about. Steady just throwing everything at me at one time, expecting me to catch it. It's like almost like teaching somebody how to box. Dude, when you first getting somebody to box, you're not teaching them to throw 100 fucking punches. You showing them the basics. All right, so the same way you'll show somebody coming into a gym, talk to me that way. Get me to understand. Because other than that, only thing I hear is you complaining.
Right.
And I don't like no complaining, so I don't care if you've been in the sport 100 years. I'm not about to sit here and listen to you complain. I don't want to hear that shit. I got enough problems as it is. You think I want to sit here and listen to you complain? Nobody wants to deal with a complainer. Go fix what you are complaining about, and you keep addressing it until it get fixed. But if you see that it's not getting fixed, don't keep coming and complain about it. If it takes somebody like me and you, who you're great at what you do, I'm great at what I do, and then look us both in the face and go, well, you two ain't been around long enough to understand what's going on.
Right.
You're not gonna do that to me because when I'm home, I Google and look up a lot of shit. I read a lot of rules. Just because I don't come and talk on here, I read a lot of shit and I go, "Ooh, I never knew that."
Did you know that if
So
you go past the 90 seconds in the And the grind, like you know how they give you time if you get hit in the grind, they give you like a 90 seconds. But if you get
Yeah,
to 90 seconds, they DQ you.
as they should. I don't see a problem with that. You are unable to continue. You are hurt. This is what they don't understand. I mean, even in professional boxing, it's a risk. But in amateur boxing, no, man. It should. It should be stopped. It should be. I think if a kid get hit and he wobbles too much and can't get up or drops, it should be stopped. You know what I'm saying? And people get mad about it. I used to get mad in the beginning when I used to go to these fights in the beginning, and I used to be like, they just so damn thirsty to stop something, bro. They doing too much. Until I had to really look into it and look deep into it and go, they're saving you. You understand what I'm saying? Because if they
Right.
let you go back out there and you're getting hurt on their watch, it has nothing to do with. I don't care if you 21 and you got 3 kids and you that shit don't mean nothing. You're gonna get hurt on their watch, and some of the coaches need to understand that. Some of the fighters have to understand that, and these damn family members that be want to beat everybody up need to understand that. This is your loved one that's in that ring. Y'all are so focused on your loved one becoming this big boxing star and getting signed somewhere, and there's nothing wrong with that. But y'all be looking at y'all as these guys as a meal ticket, your way out the struggle when you got to worry more about their health. They're gonna be crippled before they could even get a chance to turn pro. That's what you want for them. And even when they go pro, you don't want that. So if a fight has to be stopped, it has to be stopped. There's a lot of times I look at a fight and I be like, damn, I don't feel like that fight was stopped too early, but shit, I wish it could have went just a little longer. It happens, man. But you just continue on to keep doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? And don't worry about people judging you, because I think a lot of people are just not happy with how their lives turned out. They'll tell you that they love this sport and how they dedicate their time to this sport and they done traveled all over the world. But let's just be honest, that shit sound good. A lot of people are not happy in the position that they're in. So when they see somebody like you come in and me, and they start seeing some of the moves we make and the people we be around, then it's like, shit, I've been around this amount of years. I've never got to be in the same circle, in the same space as the people that they're around. Because I was never going to sit around and complain about stuff in 2024, right? And then 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I'm complaining about the same shit. And then when somebody told me you had the opportunity to do it, you didn't take advantage of it. So it's 20 years later and you're gonna complain about it?
Yeah, it's
It
crazy.
it, it, it makes no sense. Like when the next generation comes of people, there's going to be another female out there who's going to want to follow into Tammy Brown's footsteps and go, I want to be a photographer. I want to do what you did. I don't want to be you, but I want to, I want to take the steps that you took. And that's like you complaining to them, man, listen, that you ain't been around long enough. I've been doing this for it's like, damn, just either credit them on what they do or just don't credit them on what they do. Just stay out of their way. But don't complain about the amount of years you've been around. Because really, in my eyes, I really don't respect it, because it's like, okay, what have you done all those years? What have you accomplished? Show me something. No, I don't have to show you anything. I'm telling you where I've been. Okay. A lot of y'all ain't got receipts to show what y'all be talking about. They don't. That's
They
why
really don't.
for me it's always important for me to take every paper, anything with an event like Ringmaster, whether it's the flyer, it's always important to hold that stuff and to show it years from now to people and say, this is what, these are my accomplishments. So what if I never competed? That don't mean a damn thing to me. But these are my accomplishments. These were the events the pictures I took, the days I've spent traveling and spending money to break my neck. We are putting in work, and we have been doing it for some time, and I don't think that should be overlooked because of the amount of years that we've been in boxing. I think that is unfair. I think that's a slap in the face, and it kind of makes you look at people sideways. It makes you not even want to have a conversation with them because one thing about me, I'm not going to shake and fake. So if you feel like because I've never done what you have done and you think that I can't be successful at what I do, don't come around me smiling and that shaking, faking shit. I'm not doing that. And I see a lot of that going on. Steady just giving somebody their flowers and saying, yo, now if you're seeing somebody's being a fraud and they're coming in and they're using the sport for their popularity or whatever, or they get their subscribers and their viewers up or whatever, then that's something different. That's when you gotta check somebody. Look, I've been doing this a while, a long time now. And I've seen all types of crazy shit. The stuff that you're doing, it's not gonna work. Don't come in here with that. But when you got somebody who's doing a gala and they sending kids off to the graduations and sending kids off to nationals and they're putting in times, you can't discredit that. It's impossible because when it's all said and done and you're not doing this anymore, we may not never see another Tammy come through here.
No,
That could take a
shit
shitload of
alone.
years because for you to do what you do takes patience. How the fucking
Bruh,
patience?
and people be disrespecting it. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
you know why? Because what they do is they get Coach Tammy mixed with Tammy Brown versus, all right, listen, I'm Coach Tammy, but at the same time, don't get it twisted. I'm a human being. I got feelings.
right,
You're gonna respect
right,
me. Don't think you're gonna run up in my face and talk greasy to me. Well, if we had a fight and I ask you to stand your ass to this side, just stand your ass respectfully to this side. All that poking your chest out at me, all coaches is talking crazy to me, talking about I ain't a real coach or whatever it is y'all got to say about me. Listen, say whatever you want to say to me. You're not gonna get
can
away with it. But if you think you're gonna run me away from this sport, it's not gonna happen.
yeah, they be so sick when they see me at every show. I probably too.
So for what though? But this is what I don't get. For what? That shows you that the hate is real because you can't hate me because I'm doing something positive for the sport. I'm sending kids off to
Right.
nationals. You know how difficult it is to send just one child off to the damn nationals? I don't
Damn.
get that. So what is there to hate on? That means you're upset with something in your life that your ass didn't accomplish. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, and the crazy part is, I did this for kickboxing this year in February, and they went to nationals. They went to the WKO ones in up in Florida. I had sent a couple of them. It was like almost like a whole team of people. They just got to do whatever they wanted. I had a better experience doing the kickboxes than I did any other the other times. It was just like they did exactly what we asked. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't super expensive. It was just it was like really cool, like so. I just feel like sometimes people just don't even get it. Like I'm giving you money. I'm giving you things. I'm not asking for anything really in return. Besides wearing the
People,
branded shit.
it's clear as day that people do not want people like us and me and you to get ahead of them. I mean, the
I
writing is,
honestly don't even care.
you
But
know,
yo, for
the writing is on the wall. People will clearly be like, you have probably accomplished more in the amount of years you've been doing it versus somebody who's been doing it for so long. Now they might say, damn, it took me 20 years to get to exactly what she's doing, and she did it in a short amount of years. Instead of people
yeah,
just saying, hey, I salute you, Queen, on
you
what you
know what
do. I
though,
appreciate
McLean,
you.
somebody has said this to me a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, damn, they're so right, because I've been struggling a lot. Jeremy, yo, I've been struggling a lot with like a lot of the stuff that I was like going through, and I was like, yo, I just hate when people be like, you don't belong here, and they're like, but you do. Like you don't realize you work on this stuff 24/7. Like you They was like, you do this all the time, you know? Like you are literally working on this 8, 9 hours a day. No one's working on it 8, 9 hours a day, maybe an hour here a day, 2 hours there a day. So yeah, they might have been in it for 20 years, but they're not putting in as much time as you are in this short amount of time in that 20
Little
years.
Bill, do you think Melvin was robbed? Ooh,
No,
well, I'll let you
I
answer that
don't.
one, Tam.
I do not. I do not think that.
Well, you know
I
what?
think Jacob. I think Jacob won that fight. I think he we got it. You got to give him his credit, bruh.
Well, the beautiful thing about it is, I'll tell you this, Bill. The beautiful thing about this is,
And they running
they
it
get to
back.
go at it again. They get to go at it again. What's this, Tammy? The fifth time?
This will be the fifth time. Yeah.
I mean, and this will be my fourth time seeing them. Yeah, this will be my fourth time seeing them because I missed the one before that. So it's an honor and pleasure to. I've seen them. I've seen the first one that they did at Strong Island. I've seen the second one they did in Poughkeepsie. I've seen the other one they did just at the Garden. Now they get to do it at Gleason's. These are the moments that I live for. This is what I'm talking about. This being a part of greatness. This is what I was just speaking about. I'm blessed to be a part of this. We are blessed to be a part of this. And when this is over 20 years from now, I love it. Where I'm gonna be able to say, you know what, we were a part of greatness. Who is up on the fights? Yeah, is Jacob? Yeah, Jake. Yeah, Jake. He said, it's Jacob
Right.
Parker.
Yeah.
Hey,
He.
Bill. Bill said, how? Hey, your guess is just as
He's
good
been
as
work.
mine.
He's been working hard, yo. I can tell you that. I've seen him like
Bill,
I work out at the same gym. Like that kid's been working hard. He
credit to his father. I have
no,
to give his father some
he's been
credit.
training with Coach Terry.
Yeah, yeah, but
He's been training with
also
Coach Terry.
when I see him over there with his pops, I'm always big on father and son relationships. That's the only reason why I'm shouting him out. But I say shout out to Jake because I even like when I see him in there training kids. I love it.
Yeah,
He's not
he trains
selfish.
he trains out of the same gym I train out of, but yo, honestly, Jacob works hard, man. That kid's been in the gym all the time. I never not see him at the gym working, you know? So like
But, but
I think he won that fight.
well, you know what? For them to fight again this week, I think it's
And
super dope. I'm
and
glad.
I'm a fan of Melvin Martinez. I think Melvin
I'm a fan
Martinez
of
is a
both of them.
great fighter, bro.
I love both of them. I love both of them brothers. That's why whenever they fight, I don't pick. It's still hard to pick. Like this week, I'm still not picking. I guarantee you, everybody's gonna be like, "Yo, Melvin's gonna get his get back." I'm still gonna sit back and just. I'm the guy who just likes to sit back and enjoy it. And I know
And like
people.
yo, honestly, Jacob's been progressing a lot more than people have like the kid has gone to nationals last year twice. We sent them up in the beginning of the year to
Yeah,
fight,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
they went up again at the end of the year during the Olympic trial times. And then he went up again just recently this year.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's it's gonna be dope, man. This is what I was. This is like I was saying, Tim. To be a part
He
of this,
fought at
we'll
the
be.
he fought in the nationals 3 times in the last year and a half.
We are a part. We are a part of greatness. And I have to, let me tell you something, Tammy. I owe Sonya so much.
Yeah, Sonia does a
Because
lot, man. She
let me
does a
tell
lot
you,
for our LBC.
I owe her so much because let me tell you something. A lot of the shit that I was a part of, not if I probably wouldn't have got through them doors if it wasn't for her. I wouldn't have got through them door, a lot of them doors if it wasn't for her. So I know when people see her at these shows, they think one thing, she's mean, I can't stand her, she thinks she can beat everybody. Her job is not easy. But if you sit down and have a conversation with Sonya, she's the sweetest woman. She's a sweet woman. And people don't understand. You seen, yo, Sean almost got knocked out. That whole show was nuts. Hey, yo, Bill, look, dog, I'm sitting there like, yo,
No, but let's talk about how Adrian is been growing too. That kid has grown a lot in the amateurs this year too.
Yeah,
Famano
yeah.
looked great that night. I mean, he was
Everybody,
he looked
everybody. Like I said, man. If this was 15 fights, we would have just been like, yeah, it was a great night. You know, it was good. Hey, see y'all Saturday. To sit through those 26 fights and to see that, Tammy, was difficult, man. Like we seen, oh man. Shouts to everybody, man. Shouts to everybody. That's all I could say. Winners and losers. Shouts to all y'all. And I'm hoping to see a lot of y'all come back next year, and then we get to see a new class of people come in next year. I have no complaints, man. Who y'all think had the fight of the night? Damn, good question, man. Damn, Bill, I'm glad you came up here, Bill. Shit, Bill said, who you think had the fight of? Who you think had the fight of the night, Tammy?
oh. And I would say if I had to pick, I mean, I really enjoyed the Melvin Martinez Jacob Spence fight. They were going back and forth. The Jojo Abdul fight, all right? I don't know. He was from Mendez, the 147
Oh yeah. Damn, I
novice.
can't pronounce his name.
They was banging back and forth. Like
Bill
I
said, I
felt
say
like that
shit.
was a great fight. Um,
It's hard for me to say the fight.
Nah,
I can't because it was
Shards
26.
wasn't the fight of the night to me just because Adrian knocked him out. Yeah, that was a great fight for Adrian, but I felt like, you know, some of those fights, those people were at war. They were banging it out.
Even the females was in there fighting
The
they heard that.
Sydney versus Maribel fight, that fight was pillar to pillar fight.
Yo, they was in there fighting like they heard Bob Arum was sitting in the first row signing them the top ring. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
what's up with these ladies tonight? I said, these ladies is fighting like they got somewhere to be. I'm like,
yeah,
damn, man, they're going crazy tonight.
yeah. All of them.
And
The girl fights
that lets you
are
know female boxing is not dead in New York. Just to let y'all know. If y'all think it is, it's not. And Thursday
oh,
proved it.
yo, and the girl from Gym Max, man, man, her Instagram is Sour Patch Kid or something like that. Yo,
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
girl, she is great, man. I
I
watched
told you
her
that.
fight
Yeah.
for the first time at Gleason's and I was impressed. But as I continue to watch her fight, she's like I think on her 8th fight or something like that now. She's just on
She's
another
amazing.
level.
She all of them are amazing, and I was proud to be a part of it. Like I said, despite what happened in the garden, it didn't matter. We all left safe. We all left, and we came in safe. We got home safe. But that was the dopest thing. This is what I'm saying, Tammy. For people like you, and me to be there, rather people think we deserve to be there, or not. God put us in that position. He put us in that place to be there. So it doesn't matter if people are going around saying, I don't want to see her. Oh, she fell off. I'll wait for her to come back. I don't want to see you there. I don't want to see you there. Let me tell you something. If somebody's in a place, even if you think they don't belong there, they're in a position that you think that they didn't earn, just know this. God placed them there. You have no right to say where somebody belongs or not. You have no say so over God's word. You have no say so of it. So you hating on her, hating on me, or hating on anybody else out here because you feel like they don't deserve, that says a lot about your character. Says a lot. And it's not cool. You don't deserve to be at the garden. Your fighter shouldn't be there. I don't know how you got here. Who let you in boxing?
I
You
don't
shouldn't be a
even
content
care.
creator. You shouldn't be a content creator. I tell people I want to open up my own gym, but I don't think you should open up your own gym. You never fought before. All right, well, that's your opinion. I don't give a damn what you say. Guess what? One day I'm opening up my gym, rather if you like it or not, and you don't have to come. Who's your top 10 in the metro? Oh, we're gonna work on that,
Oof.
Bill. We're working on that, Bill. It's funny you mentioned that. We're working on something. I just talked to Coach Tammy. We're working on that. Just look. I don't know
Top
if you
10
subscribe.
gets crazy. Top 10
I don't
get
know.
crazy.
I don't know if you subscribe to my channel, Bill, but subscribe to it if you're not, right? I want you to. I'm telling you to subscribe for a reason. I need you to pay attention because something great is about to happen in the next couple of months. Me and Tam, we going. It might be depends on what time I get there this Saturday, Tam. If we have enough time, because I know you're busy.
Yeah,
But
but now we gotta have more than just us on the panel
we
because
gotta
there's
have
gotta
more
be
than
a,
just. Oh
a
no, we
group
got.
of us.
I want to get you. I want to get you. I want to get Christian. I want to get some people where we got to get more participants.
Right,
Play
but they
Bill.
gotta stay neutral. Like
They gotta stay
I don't
neutral.
know.
Don't be
I don't
don't be
know if
picking
Christian.
people.
I don't know if Christian can be neutral or even like Guzman. I don't know if they could be neutral, bro. They gonna be like, nah, my guy. Like, nah. I ain't trying to hear
No, so
that.
you think we could get to make this show stupid? You think we can get Sonya to come on?
Nah, Sony gotta stay neutral. That's the thing about Metro. You gotta be neutral when you work for them. Can't say shit.
Shit. All right, so we'll have to figure this out then. I don't know who else we can bring up.
You gotta catch people who watch all the fights. Like people who watch every
Who
single
y'all
fight.
got? Spence or Bailey? That's a showdown. Oh man, damn, Bill, you.
They
Ooh.
already fought. I think they already fought it out, and Spence won that one.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he
If
did.
I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be wrong. Bailey does, I love Bailey. Israel Bailey is like, I love his humbleness. I watched him knock
I love
people
him.
out and drop a knee at a show
Yeah,
that's when I became like.
when he fought
He
when he
fought the
fought
kid
Melvin,
from Vamos too.
when he fought Melvin, I couldn't be there for that one, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be when I
That's
first
who
heard about
knocked
it.
him out the tournament. I saw him fight Melvin. That's who I see him fight.
Yeah,
Okay, and that's who
and
knocked
I
him
was
out the
like,
tournament. It wasn't Spence.
yeah, when he fought Melvin, I wanted to be there so bad for that, but I ain't feel like going all the way out that way. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm good.
Yeah, I was
Another
at that
dude,
show.
Israel, I love him. One of my favorites too, man. I love that dude, man. Good dude. Real good dude, man.
Yeah.
Humble dude. When you have a conversation with him, he's great. Shout outs to him and shout outs to Coach Ness too, man. They good. But yeah, when we do the list, Bill, you'll be
And
here. We
stay
can't do it now.
active.
It's too
And stay
early.
active. And stay
Yeah.
active.
Stay active.
Don't forget about that because that's part of
Sharif
Israel
or
Billy's team as
Melvin?
well.
Sharif or
I think Sharif should go down. I think Sharif should go down in weight. I told him that the other day. I think he should go to 56.
Yeah, that 165 is hot. But that
The
147 looking
165
real
is hot,
disrespectful.
but Sharif
47
gotta go
looking.
down, I think, to 56. And if Sharif goes down to 56, then he's gonna be a problem at
Yeah,
56.
47 is looking real disrespectful right now.
Yo, and think about it. Some of those 47 novice went open because the guy who won the 147 novice is now open.
47
So he
is
coming
looking
on that open
disrespectful.
bracket right as we speak, bro. And that 47 open bracket is crazy stupid.
So what weight is Josh and Johan campaigning at?
So Josh is at 145, but I think Josh is gonna go up, and he actually goes to youth after this tournament as well. So he actually gonna go up in youth, and I'm leaving Johan in youth for another year, so they might be in the same weight class for a little while
Okay.
until we
Anthony
figure
is a
that one
bad.
out.
Yeah, Anthony's a bad man. That's my boy.
Tatello is a really good fighter.
That's
When
my
he was
man.
in the ring, to watch him grow in the ring masters this year from last year was cool because last year I felt like he was just throwing blows just to throw them, but this year I felt like his game plan was a lot better. I said to him that something about a fight, and his aunt came up to me and was like that I needed better glasses if I didn't see that he won all 3 rounds. I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, you know how that's that goes.
Yo,
Already,
she's funny. I love to tell her. I tell them all the time. But listen, these amateurs, they want you to tell them a lie. They want you to tell them they look good when they looked bad. No, I'm not gonna do that. If you look bad,
You know
bro,
what?
you look
I
bad.
think if I did that, I would expect nobody to respect me. What I'll tell you is that when you ask me how you did, and I'll go, I think you could have did better doing this and doing that. Were you tired? Were you gassing out? Yeah, bro, I was a little tired. All right, you could have did, but don't worry, bro. You'll get the next one. You know what I'm saying? It happens. You'll get the next one. But no, champ, you look great. Don't tell them that, because when they go back and look at the video, yo, you was capping. You just gonna tell me whatever I want to hear, right? I looked horrible.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you
I'm
gotta
I'm
keep it
very
moving.
interested. I'm very interested with the 147 novice that just went open. What he's gonna do in the elite bracket, because he in this tournament he was killing it. We went against him and we lost. But when seeing him after every single fight after that, that kid was killing it. Him and JoJo, the both of them, watching them both go through the brackets, they both were like, I love that for them.
Yeah, man. Shouts to Anto. That's my brother, man. Love him to death. Shout out to Coach Lenny. All that, man. Shouts to them, man. Good people. Real good people. Yeah, but
Did you
when we
see
do that,
Xavier lost his O2 at that Ring Masters against the kid, what was his name? Terrell, something like
listen,
that.
I was sitting there like, oh, I said, not at the Garden. Oh, damn it. It was like I said, it was interesting. The
Yeah.
coach should
And
tell him.
and
Well, yeah.
also somebody that we gotta talk about is Houston.
Oh man, Chris.
Shout outs
My
to
man
him,
Chris.
bro.
My
Shout
man
outs to
Chris in the
him.
building.
Loves watching him grow like in the last year too. Like I was happy for him to win that one. I was really happy for him.
My man Chris in the building this week, man. I'm gonna see him. He gonna come through. Yeah, I was happy for. I can't say who. I was happy for everybody, even the people who lost. It
Yeah,
was
there were some good fights, man.
because they came to fight. And mind you,
Right.
I've seen some of these dudes in the last couple of months prepare for that moment. I've walked in gyms and watched dudes prepare for that moment. So, and that's another thing that I love to be a part of is watching guys get prepared for that moment. And it's dope. Even with the main event. The main event that's happening Saturday. So I love it. My man Abraham get to run it back. A lot of people get this is the get back card right here. It's either revenge or repeat.
I
That's what
think
we facing.
they calling it something already. It is called.
Oh, they came up with a name for it already?
Yeah, hold on. Rematch Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. But it's like it's either a repeat or revenge. What we doing? We gotta get our get backs. So it's gonna be telling you, I'm more hype about this than I am the Devin and Ryan. I'm super hyped because this is like a pay-per-view amateur card. That's what this is.
Yeah. The get back is crazy.
The get back is gonna be crazy. And who says that? Listen, who says that amateur boxing died? You crazy? Y'all crazy? Y'all ain't paying attention enough, man. This is an epic
This year,
week, baby.
everybody showed up and showed out. The people who dropped out, I hated that the pullouts, but when we got to the end, nobody pulled out.
Man, look, this is gonna be a very interesting year. Oh, Christian put it up already. June 15. Look, it just came across my phone. June 15. Yeah, I missed the last one, but that's okay. June 15. I'm definitely in the building. If a boxer didn't do well, the coach must tell the kids. Yeah, you got a few coaches, Coach Mike, that'll put them in place and let them know that they did horrible. I know a couple of them.
But some of them are subjective because they see what the kid goes through in the whole camp, and so they feel like they deserve to win that fight. But that's different.
Listen, I know kids that got to ride back in the car with their coach, and Jesus Christ, they're about to hear it. They are about to hear it. For real.
I be trying to wait. I be trying to wait till the next.
Hey, Tammy, you know who I'm talking about too.
Yeah.
Your ass is going to spirit.
Yeah, I be waiting. Until later.
Yeah, I know. Yo, you be waiting, but your face says a lot though.
Uh-huh.
Your face be
I'll
like, wait
wait.
till we get out of here. No, but your face be like, wait till we get out of here.
And even when we lose sloppy fights, I'd be like, man, you lucky. They gave you a gift today, and because that
Oh,
was
the fight's
sloppy.
happening that's this Saturday. This Saturday, 5 p.m. Gleason's. I'm going live all week this week. So I'm not talking about Devin and Ryan like that this week. I'm gonna finish promoting this and telling people to come out this Saturday to Gleason's. You can't make it to Ryan and Devin, that's cool. You need to be in Gleason's this week. If you're in the New York area, even if you're visiting, I don't care if you're coming from Jersey, Connecticut, you could be coming from West Africa. I could care less where you're coming from. You know what I mean? If you in the city, come on to Gleason's. Come on to Gleason's, man. You're gonna see some of the dopest amateurs in the city. You know, it's the get back from Thursday. It's going down this week. And of course, yours truly will be there. You know I will be live. It's gonna be dope, man. You know, I just can't wait, man. Ain't no complaints for me. Ain't no complaints about Thursday. Only thing that messed me up Thursday was just all that stuff that was going on in the crowd. Other than that, it was dope. And I enjoyed it. Shouts to everybody who like I said, shouts to everybody who came out. It was dope. It was a good look. Yeah, coach. I hope I see you this week. It was a good look. Little Bill, I hope you pop up. Saturday is going on, you know. Everybody show up. Bring your A game. Wednesday. I want y'all to join me Wednesday. I'll be live with Four Corners Boxing. It's been a while since I've got interviewed. So I'm being interviewed on Wednesday. Shouts to Four Corners Boxing. My brother X Maniac, you know, so I'll be in the BX. Believe that's 9 p.m. So Wednesday, yeah. Y'all go subscribe to Four Corners Boxing. If you didn't, please go do that. My brother Maniac, go follow them on Instagram because they on there. They some dope brothers, and there'll be some brothers I'm gonna be getting with to do some major things with them. So y'all definitely be on the lookout for that. Tam, I'm gonna go lock this down. I got 2 hours in. That's all I need, yo. But yo, we gonna talk about that pound for pound list later. We're definitely gonna get into it later though. Is she still there? Oh, something might have happened. But I'll check y'all tomorrow, 3 p.m. You know, I'll be live 3 p.m. tomorrow. We'll finish getting into, I guess, with Devin and Ryan this fight week, and I know that's what y'all gonna want to talk about. So we can't avoid that. We'll talk about it. I ain't gonna talk about it the whole week. But we'll talk about it. And it is what it is. All right. So I'm gonna check y'all. Peace and blessings. And y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.